In this week's edition of Amazing Feats, we are reporting on the extraordinary achievement of the climber Annabelle Bond. It took a huge physical effort and a considerable amount of money, but Annabelle Bond has just flown back to her home in London after becoming the fastest woman ever to climb the highest mountain in each of the 7 continents. The feat took her to Nepal and Tanzania, Argentina, Alaska and Antarctica, Australia and Russia, with the odd avalanche in between. She scaled the summits in 360 days. Not only is this the fastest time ever for a woman, but it's also the 4th fastest for a climber of either sex. According to Annabelle, the best experience of all was seeing the top of Everest. Annabelle Bond is the daughter of Sir John Bond, the head of the bank HSBC. She was born in Singapore in 1969 and grew up in Jakarta and Hong Kong, coming to Europe at the age of 8 to attend boarding school, first in England and then in Switzerland. Her grandmother, Christine, was a pioneering female climber in the 1920s. Returning to Hong Kong in 1991, Ms. Bond spent the next 8 years working as an estate agent. It was then that she started running mountain half marathons and setting records, fitting her training in between her appointments with clients. Initially, she had been the kind of person who did not think that she could run for more than an hour. However, she finally decided that buying and selling houses was not what she really wanted to do, and in 2000 she left the estate agents where she'd been working and headed for Sun Valley, Idaho, to ski and climb. A trip to Everest Base Camp, where she fell madly in love with the dramatic scenery, further whetted her appetite for climbing, and she decided to attempt to climb the highest peak in each of the 7 continents: Mount Everest in Asia, Mount Elbrus in Europe, Aconcagua in South America, Mount McKinley in North America, Kilimanjaro in Africa, Mount Kosciuszko in Australia, and Vinson Massif in Antarctica. Ms. Bond was twice admitted to hospital with frostbite and said she felt lucky to survive Everest after 2 climbers who joined their party died on the descent. In Ms. Bond's view, however, the biggest problem had been keeping to the schedule, as each mountain had to be climbed in the right season. It was also a challenge to stay fit and healthy while living on little other than freeze-dried food. She said the ascents had raised £850,000 for the Eve Foundation, a charity that was set up in memory of a friend who died of cancer. With the money she raised, she was also able to pay for the education of the children of her Sherpas in Nepal. She is swift to point out that it has all been something of a team achievement, the climbs being completed with guides from a New Zealand adventure company and filmed by a cameraman. However, fellow climbers agree that getting up Everest is a feat in itself. Tom Prentice, the author and former editor of Climber magazine, said that it was a fantastic achievement for anyone to have climbed the 7 highest summits on all the continents. He added, however, that there were many much harder peaks than some of the summits on the list. Ms. Bond is aware that she has had mixed reviews in the climbing world, but she's been impressed by the lack of chauvinism she has encountered, and said everyone had been very supportive. When she returned to London, she said she was happy to be back, but was feeling a bit jet-lagged. The pleasures of life back in London for Ms. Bond are those of home comforts like a shower and a loo, and seeing family and friends again after nearly a year living mainly in tents. So, what next for Annabelle Bond? She's in demand as a celebrity speaker, but says that she isn't sure quite what she will be doing in the future. Although she says she certainly isn't rushing off to climb any mountains, she nevertheless wants to do something that will push her to the limit again. Watch this space.